I found the solution to my brake understeer problem while drifting, and that is to put more grippy tires on the front of the car. As you can see, it was a little bit difficult from that slide to get the car to drift without snapping into oversteer. It's just a trade-off. Either I get the brake performance I want and it's a little bit snappy, or I get understeer on the brakes only. But I can do better than that in this video. Let's see if I can go to the exit screen here. There we go. And do some driving. Oh, I was gonna actually show that I have the Comfort Medium tires. I could have seen it in the corner, whatever. Comfort Medium tires and Comfort Hard in the rear. And I'll get to the Comfort Hard tires further into the video, why Comfort Hard is actually necessary for almost every car, even high horsepower cars. I don't know if it's realistic, but it's necessary in this game. So we're gonna have to be very focused here to minimize the drift angle. Once the car reaches a certain drift angle, it becomes very difficult to recover. So I still can't snap it into oversteer. So there it is. There's the oversteer I'm talking about. Is because of the increased grip on the front end, it's very difficult to recover high angle slides. But I get this nice oversteer. Well, I don't know if you noticed in that Scandinavian flick corner, I was able to get the car rotating on the brakes. So that's pretty easy enough. You have to let the tires cool down. There we go. Slow down and dab the brake and it rotates into the corner. There's still understeer from excessive brake input, so I have to trail brake properly to get the car to rotate on the brakes. I can't just lock the brakes. Oh, too much throttle. So in a sense, it can be a little bit more difficult to drift, but I just have to get used to the change. Notice how it really rotated mid-corner. I had to lift off the throttle to prevent it from reaching that critical drift angle where it's basically unrecoverable. Let's see if I can get this last turn. Trail brake and it rotates. Easy on throttle. There we go. All the way to the curb. That's, oh, a little bit of a wobble on the exit. And that's pretty good. Now onto a different car. I got some more Porsches. I'm just obsessed with these Porsches. I guess I could watch that replay. Skip to... And I'll do it for the Porsche. I don't need a thumbnail for this car. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna go into another thing. Detail settings. So I found around 310, the rear natural frequency for drifting is nearing a point of unnecessary stiffness. So any stiffer and it doesn't really change the performance very much. And you can adjust a little bit of the suspension or the rear end feel with the minute adjustments from this range, from 3.1. And onto a different car, onto the 2001 911 GT3. And these settings, as you can see, I have comfort soft and comfort hard. Soft in the front and hard in the rear. And equal ride heights it does make a significant difference to have the floor at level rake. 5 anti-roll in the front, 10 max in the rear, and 310 and all this stuff is a minimum. Regular stuff. No mods, except for the brake controller and the steering angle. And so this has, onto the subject matter of this particular video is, apart from the tire changes, is this car is 354 horsepower, but I still need the comfort hard tires for this car. And I'm going to show that this is very drivable, if I can at least control the car maybe. I don't know, I might make some mistakes. Oh, lift throttle for the exit. There we go. Gets into a wobble on the exit. Nice oversteer on the brakes. A little bit wide on the apex. Nice throttle oversteer with a lot of horsepower, or significant horsepower. Oh, too much oversteer on the brakes. Okay. So if I drive properly, it's fairly easy. I'll do a couple laps. I'm not warmed up in this car. I was just driving the Torino. And the soft tires on the front does make it a little bit more snappy. Again, just something to get used to. Too much drift angle. I swear it's easier. I just need to drive better. Oops. Okay, I need to do some warm-up laps. And these are my warm-up laps. Again, same thing, need to keep the car under a certain drift angle. Let's oversteer, be gentle on throttle. And floor it out the exit. Gentle rotation on the entry. Nice rotation on the brakes, which is what I like. I think I'm supposed to take this in second for this car. Yeah, second. Gentle here, I don't want to drift this. Rotation on the dab of the brake. There we go. A little bit more concentration, and it's easier to drive than with the same front and rear tires. Runs out of wheel spin, the mid corner, have to give it more throttle. Okay, so that was a decent lap. Let's see, exit. And what was it going to do? It's going to do something. I just lost my train of thought. That was a decent lap. Oh, yeah, I was going to change the tires. So now to test the car with Comfort Soft tires in the rear. This is equal front and rear tires. Initiation of the drift is easy enough. And that slide was pretty decent. It's a lot easier to rotate the car. I barely have enough torque to drift with these tires with 350 horsepower. I'm doing it pretty successfully right now. Okay, oops. That's a problem with having the grippier tires in the rear, is it doesn't want to oversteer on the brakes. But let's see if it happens in this long turn. There it is. It just runs out of wheel spin. There's too much grip in the tire, and I can't drift certain corners. Oops. Basically, it seems like the car runs out of torque. I mean, that long turn is a pretty long turn, and it's difficult to drift in real life as well. So notice I'm not even hitting the rev limiter full throttle out of that exit because there's enough grip. There's enough grip to prevent the tires from spinning. I think the tires are certainly better, whoops, with the 1.13 update. No rev limiter bounce. Anyway, but there's still something off about it, and that is tire heat buildup. As they did make an improvement, but there's still something lacking in there. It's just barely able to drift that turn at 350 horsepower with these tires. And if I were to drift with the sports hard tires, so I'm going to switch to the sports hard tires just to really show what I'm talking about. Sports hard. So I really like the sports hard tires for the braking performance on entry, because it has enough grip to oversteer on the brakes really well. Well, not that time. So a little bit more snappy. There's a lot of grip. I'll have to get used to it. Oops. Okay, I need to get used to these tires. There's enough torque in second gear for these slow turns. A little bit of understeer on the brakes. I need to get a good lap to really actually show what's going on. Let's see if I can get this clean. Huh. It runs out of grip there. It runs out of torque there, not grip. Oh, very difficult to slide without giving it a lot of horsepower, or a lot of throttle, I should say. So once I lifted off the throttle on that entry, it regained grip. I have to be very aggressive with the throttle pedal to maintain the slides, which might be realistic, I don't know. I've never drifted a Porsche with really expensive tires. So especially coming out of this turn, I can't drift it all the way to the curb because I'm going from such a slow apex speed that there's no momentum to maintain the slide to the exit. Oh, too much angle. Wasn't gonna make it. So it's a very minute problem. I don't know if you can actually tell what I'm talking about. So I'm giving it a lot of throttle, and it's not even hitting the rev limiter. So here's the pretty much maximum apex speed, then it just runs out of torque by the exit, and it just grips up, and I can't get the car to slide all the way to the curb. And this is still better than it was, by the way. And it ran out of torque at mid-corner. Anyway, I'm gonna try a 500 horsepower Porsche, or 490 something, or something like that. Change car. It's 428 horsepower. Settings, tires, sports, hard. Yeah, this one's difficult, and I chose these particular Porsches because they're manual stick shift. And it's very difficult to drift with paddle shifts. So it runs out of torque there with 400 horsepower. So these slow corners are easy enough. Oh, if I can get it drifting properly. Oh, the car's a lot faster. I have to get it slowed down a little bit earlier. Stay in second. Oops. Okay. Does not want to slide. Too much rear grip. Okay, let's see if I can get it sliding for the long turn. There's a name for this corner, but I don't know what it is. Oh, too fast. Oops. So I need to get a good drift around there. Can't even drift this car right now. So again, 400 some odd horsepower. These are really nice tires, the sports hard tires. But I can't hit the rev limiter around these slow turns in second gear, which means there's a lot of grip. Oops, too fast. All right, last turn. There, it runs out of torque, and it grips up right at the end of the turn. And I don't really know what would be realistic here. But I think for a long slide like that, there'd be a lot of heat in the tires. And I think the controllability is very good. But the fact that the tires don't continue to spin with all that heat in the tires seems off. It could be realistic. I honestly don't know. It could be a like perfect tire simulation, which I doubt. But it just seems off to me. So coming out of this turn, I actually got it drifting, no rev limiter, and it runs out of torque to drift to the curb. Not hit the curb, but drift to the curb. Oops, too much angle. Anyway, I'm gonna get some good drifting in with this car with the Comfort hard tires. Comfort soft front, Comfort hard rear, and drift. And remember, this is a lot faster than the other cars I was driving. Real easy. Get the throttle. Modulate the throttle. Oh. Do some sanpatsu. Not quite. Oops. Get it in gear. Alright. I'm going to restart. I'm going to try to get a good replay. Focus. Whoops. Well, that's not going to make it for a good replay. Whoops. I'm really having a hard time right now. I'm used to driving the Grippy tires. Alright. This is normally a really fun car to drift because it has a lot of horsepower. And the tire settings allow me to get good rotation on the brakes. I have to minimize the aggressive entry. If I get it rotating too fast, it becomes unrecoverable. Gentle around this turn. Nice and slow on the apex. Oh. Sloppy entry and off the track. Didn't brake at the right time. Whoa. Alright, let me retry this. I want to get a good replay. I'm going to keep doing this until I get a good replay. I might have to edit the video. There was a clean lap. Oops. That's not a clean lap. As you can see, it's easy to get the car drifting all the way to the exit curb with these tires. Oops. Alright, that's good enough for a replay, even with that off track at the end. Exit. Till the next one.